Hey guys, it's Missy Wolf, and I am joined today by the lovely Carissa Nicole, who's helping me out, and we are here with Matthew Huff.
What's up, guys?
How are you today?
I'm fantastic.
Of all? Are you?
Yeah.
Great.
Just got in town. I don't know, noon. So
Awesome. How was parking for you?
Parking was amazing.
Really?
Yeah, I hit a parking deck and right in it. So
nice.
Life is great.
Nice, because for a lot of people, that's not the case today.
Well, you gotta know the spots. You
okay.
gotta know where to go. So.
All right. So where's the spot?
Can't tell you that.
Damn it.
You put that on video.
I know.
And then
no, I'll lose my spot.
And then America
I tried, you guys.
Yep.
I tried.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely tried. So.
Can't do it.
Is this your first CMA Fest?
No.
How many is this for you?
I skipped a couple years.
Okay.
I think I was here in 11, maybe 2010, 11, and 12, and then I haven't been here since then. So it's been a couple years.
Okay.
So it's kind of a little reunion for you.
Little reunion
right?
for me.
Is it any different this year than?
No, it's always the same. Big
okay.
party, and actually I watched the CMA Awards from my couch
Very nice.
back in Arkansas. So it was nice to not be in the mix,
Thick of
and
it,
just
right?
get to watch it. So it was cool. Yeah.
Very cool.
That's cool. So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Who out of all the artists that are playing, like, is there anyone that you are like excited to see while you're here?
I don't know that he's playing anymore the rest of the week, but Eric Church would be my one to go see. I'm headed down after this at 6 to go see a buddy of mine, Barrett Baber, play. He was on The Voice. I don't know if you guys watch The Voice, but he's playing at Hard Rock. So I kind of, that's interrupting. Kind of play.
It's all real here, though. It's all
Real life. It's real life.
Play.
That's Shy. Just in case you guys didn't know, I'm putting him on the spot now.
Play that.
It's all good, Shy.
There are several Arkansas artists that are in town, so try to catch those guys. But if I had to go see one, it would be Eric Church by far. Yeah.
Very nice.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I think for me, I got to see finally my Ty Herndon last night. I've
Did
been
you?
dying to see Ty, but I think for me it would be Dirk Bentley.
I'm a big Dirks fan. I actually in college he came to our campus, and I can still remember that show back when Come a Little Closer was like his hit.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
That's awesome. Man, so you got any new projects out? You got anything you're working on?
Just finished my 4th album actually.
Wow.
Yep, it just came out June 7th, 3 days ago. It's called The Best of Me.
Okay.
12 tracks, 11 I wrote and co-wrote, and 1 cover on there. So.
What's your favorite song off that album?
My favorite song, man. I don't know. Probably a song called Tonight. It wasn't my favorite when I wrote it, and then after we produced it and it came out, and I was listening to all the tracks, it's pretty cool. It's pretty legit. Yeah.
Does that happen often when you go in and you think, okay, this is the song that I really love, and then does it happen often that it ends up being not what you thought, or you end up loving the one that you hated the most?
Yeah. I don't know. I think for everyone it's probably different. But for me, typically I will come out of the session feeling differently than I did when I went in, because typically the songs are just acoustic based, so once you get all the other, and the guys that come in to do the sessions, they've never really heard the music or haven't heard it much, so they feel it totally differently, so, whatever they put on it, you're like, man, that's cool.
See, and you two know that experience because you guys are both artists, and I'm so jealous. You guys, Carissa can sing. She is amazing. She was in Phoenix Drive, and she does. You have such a beautiful voice, and her song Antique Heart. You guys have to check that out too. But I don't have that experience, so I don't get to know what that's like. And I am always intrigued to know, like, are there any songs that you've had, like when you first started, that if you could go back and change one of them, you would?
Oh yeah, I mean, you would.
Oh yeah.
I think probably every artist has, like, once you've listened to your stuff, after it's done, you're like, man, I wish I would have done something a little different there. But I mean, it is what it is at that point. So. But
is it? I mean, there's so many artists now. They're revamping so much of their old stuff, and they're like breaking it down and completely changing it and redoing it. Do you think you would ever do that?
No, and I'll tell you why. There's my very first song I ever wrote. It's a song called Back Again. I was my background briefly is teaching. I was an elementary teacher, so I wrote.
Respect to the teacher.
Yeah, respect that. But I wrote the song while I was teaching, so it still is kind of the staple of me going into music. And that song is very. It's not overly produced at all, and actually the guy who engineered it is like, this will never fly, but it hit number 39 on Music Row, the breakout chart, but to go back and reproduce it like fully, I think it would turn the viewers off to what was initially done. So I think when people try to go back and recreate something, the listeners that they already had, it's not good. So
and I think sometimes the artist knows.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of people in the industry, I'm sure you know, that will tell you, you should do it like this, you should do it like this, because this will happen. But it's like, when you stay true to your artistry, I think that's when the song speaks for itself.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
So.
And I think it's the emotion that you put into it, that coming from the artist, that really, like, you guys are the most important part, you know, the listeners, the audience. And so I think that's what you're really trying to appeal to.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. You do a great job. I mean, you have a phenomenal voice. I love
Thank
it
you.
so much. So, you know, everybody, you guys got to check him out. And your album just came out, like you said, 3 days ago. And I know when we did your first interview, it wasn't out, so we couldn't put a link up to it yet. So now we can do that. So you guys are going to get to download it right away.
Downloads are in July, and the only way you can get it, I'm kind of going old school on this. I want people to really kind of go back to getting physicals like you used to go buy records, you know, like
I do that.
and here's why, like, people are so uneducated with the quality of the music.
Yes.
And CDs and records are superior to MP3s, and the reason for that is the compression rates, that once you throw them over to iTunes, like, they compress them way down. So you can only get my album right now on my website, just through a physical disc, and get it mailed in like old school, and
Absolutely.
until sometime in July. So
Exactly.
That's awesome.
So we have the link to his website. That's the link I'm referring to,
right.
right? I knew all about that. So
Scroll it right here.
Yeah, right. That'd be awesome. So you guys have to go onto his website and purchase that. Now, if they do that, is there an option for an autographed copy at all?
I sign all of them. Yeah, it doesn't
Boom.
matter.
Score. Look at that. I'm
So-
so glad I
And I
asked.
think actually, I right now I left up the pre-order stuff. So if you order until I take it down, like, you get like exclusive photos and stuff like that. So I haven't taken that down
Ooh,
yet.
you guys better hurry
What kind
up.
of photos
You
are
better
these
get-
exactly?
Have you seen Desperate Housewives at all?
Yeah.
There's some of it's a little steamy. So.
Oh.
Ooh.
Wow.
Ooh.
Okay.
Intrigued?
Do we get like free?
I think we're
anyway,
intrigued.
Nothing free. Nothing is for free, ladies. Y'all know that.
all right,
We'll talk about that after.
yeah. I do have one more question for you.
Sure. Yeah.
Because this is something that I always find interesting with artists. When you're putting out album after album after album,
Yeah.
the collection of songs, because I know for me it is really hard to pick what is going to go on this record.
Right.
So what was your, I guess, either deciding factor or your inspiration for picking every song on this new album?
Well, the good thing for me is that I'm not signed or you know, contracted with anyone. So what I often do is, a lot of the songs are a couple years old already. So I've had the opportunity to play those out. So I really go off my fan base, like
great.
listeners, and
Right.
whether it be like Skype or whatever, anybody that's tuned in, you know, I'll
Right.
throw new songs out, and if they get a thumbs up over time, then, and you know, the initial play is not always a good judge, but you know, if you play them out over time in front of different people and you get the same kind of reaction, you know that
Sure.
you have something that's
Right.
worth cutting. So that's kind of how I base it, and it seemed to work so far. Yeah.
Okay. And what was the name of the album again?
The album's called The Best of Me.
The Best of Me. And how did you come up with that title?
Well, there's a track on the album. It's it's kind of a dual meaning for me.
Okay.
There's a track on the album called The Best of Me as well, but the album, like, significantly from top to bottom, I feel like it's my best to date. Like, it's my best writing.
That's good.
And what's cool about it is the maturity that you see, like the growth, you know, as
Oh
you
my
know.
gosh, yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, this is my 4th album in 6 years, and I think
Wow, that's
a
up-
lot.
that's
Yeah.
great.
up until, you know, every album, it's like, man, you got to get all this out, you know. And so I feel like the album's very much a way more mature collection of
Yeah.
work. So.
Standing the best of time for what's
Yeah.
going on in your life
So-
now. That's good. I
And
like
then
that.
next album, you'd probably want to call it The Best of Me too, but you just
Best
can't.
of Me Volume 2.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know.
The Best of Me Now.
I'm up for options.
Right?
I love it.
Awesome.
That's very cool.
Well,
yeah.
thank you so much for taking the
Yeah,
time,
thank you.
and you know, I know you have a busy week, and we all are enjoying it out there. So thank you for coming in and chatting with us.
Yeah,
We
thanks for
appreciate
having me.
it.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Until next time, guys, stay tuned. But check this guy out now online. All right. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.